Hey everyone, it's Alexa with Making Philo Homestead, and today I am working on seed starting, which is an exciting time in the garden planning process. It was like 70 something degrees today, but it's gonna drop down to 39 in just a few days. So I'm taking advantage in the screen porch, got the fun lights on, it's evening, trying to get a little bit of work done. This is actually my third tray that I've put together. I did something, me and my daughters worked on one tray on Tuesday night, and then I did another one, or I'm sorry, Monday night, and then I did another one Tuesday during the day. Those were for my tomatoes and my peppers. I'm a little bit behind in my garden schedule, just for what we were kind of aiming for. And it's all right, but it was a bummer because we were trying to start seed starting. I ordered it, the potting mix and everything, but it turned out there was some false advertising. Significant false advertising. So I ended up realizing as I'm just getting ready to start that I couldn't use the product I had purchased. So I had to run to my local hardware store. I have one that's, like 7 minutes away, and I ended up getting another brand there that was recommended by other people I've seen on YouTube and things like that. So I'm going with black and gold, gonna see if it works. And actually I know it works because the seeds that I started earlier this week, they are already germinating and doing well, and I have to get my lights ready downstairs so that I can move them down there so that they can, be under the grow lights. So I'm really thankful that things worked out. All right, so what I like to do when I am doing, starting my seed starting is I get the mix, put it into a bucket, add a little bit of water so it's moist but not too moist because you don't want it to be sopping wet, and then I put that into the tray. This is my first time using these flats that I have, so I'm really excited about that. They're definitely, it's fun. It's good to use this, and then I'll end up potting them, and I'll likely use these, which I've used in previous seasons, where I take one of these solo cups that has holes in the bottom, take this is where I put water, and then I put that in there so that the water can rise from the bottom. I have these trays that are also bottom watering trays, so I can lift out this, and then I have this tray that's underneath it where I can put water inside. So we are big on the bottom watering here. So one of the things I wanted to be able to talk about were some of the seeds that I got, because that is one of the most exciting parts about all of this, is seeing the different seeds and varieties and all of that. So let's go over to that. Well, we're back, but it's actually 2 days after I was doing my seed starting. So there are a few things that got in the way of me being able to share these seeds, but I still wanted to make a video to do it. So let's get started. Now, I already mentioned before that there are some seeds that I started. A lot of our peppers, which are doing well right now. I can see the seedlings already coming up. And the tomatoes are doing well. They were getting leggy already, so they're growing though. I'm excited. Some of the plants, let me start with the ones that I'm actually gonna be planting in just a couple days. So some of the seeds that I have that grew well last year, and I'm excited to grow them again, are these peas. So we'll be growing some sugar snap peas, which, because they do well in that early spring weather, they grow well, they don't necessarily want a lot of heat. I'm gonna get those going, and I'm gonna be direct sowing them. This is another variety. There's the sugar snap and the sugar mon peas, and those are both from Baker Creek. I also have some of these that I realized I had left over, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna put those in there because I'll have the space to do so. So I'm gonna get them in there and try them out. But I'm really excited because I'm trying to see, I'm missing one. This is one. I'm also gonna be growing some radishes, and then I don't know where my beets went. Oh, here they are. I'll be growing some beets too. Okay, so what I'm thinking through is I organized my seeds in here according to when I'm gonna plant them. Some of the seeds I'm starting, some of them are being direct sown. These ones are all being direct sown, and so I'll show you what they are. We have the sugar snap peas here that are from Baker Creek, but I also have these sugar bon peas that I'm gonna plant as well. And then I have these radishes I'm gonna try. It's actually been a few seasons since I've tried growing radishes, so I'm gonna do that again. And this is actually another pea variety, and part of the reason I wanted to plant it is that I have the space to do it, and I want to use my seeds. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna kind of go all out with some peas, but we got the radishes. Now these plants, it's recommended that you plant them or these seeds, it's recommended you plant them 4 to 6 weeks before your last expected frost date. I am within that time frame right now, so that's why I'm gonna focus on getting these in the ground in about 2 days. It's Saturday for me right now. I'll get them in the ground on Monday, because tomorrow we Sabbath, and we're having a big celebration with our friends anyway, more so just to hang out, but I call everything a celebration because I feel like life is a reason to celebrate, right? So I won't be planting these tomorrow. I will on Monday. The only thing about Monday is that it's supposed to drop down to 39 degrees Fahrenheit. So as far as that'll be the high, and then it'll pick up a little bit. I know that's not super cold for most of you. For me, being in Georgia, that I'm like, whew, that's cold, because right now it's high 60s. In fact, this is like too warm for me right now. So my goal is to get them in there Monday. It might not be till Tuesday, but somewhere in those next few days. After that, about a week later, I'm gonna plant these seeds right here. So I have beets. One of the reasons I'm excited to grow these beets is because they remind me of my friend Max. Max is a friend I had in college who ended up dying from leukemia shortly after we graduated. And I grew up never liking beets, never eating beets, all of that. But one day, Max made me roasted beets, and I ate them and I thought they were delicious. And I was like, what's going on? You know, I hate these things, but now I love them. And so when I think of these beets, I thought I wanted to grow them this year, and I wanted to make my own roasted beets in honor of Max. He was a delightful person, and it was so neat because my husband and I didn't meet till our senior year of college. We both attended the Ohio State University, and we had separate friend groups. I was super involved in a lot of things at Ohio State. Like I had my own world, and he had his own world as an engineer. Mostly he had his own world being in the engineering school. that was his world. But Max was one of those friends that I had that I was like, oh, you know, get to know Brandon, da da da. So when we had started dating, and so I love it because Max is a special gift to both of us, not just my friend, but one that Brandon is connected to as well. So this is for Max. I'm really excited. The other thing we're going to be growing are a couple varieties of carrots. This is a new one to me. Confession, I stink at growing carrots. I have failed multiple times. I've had a few successes randomly. Thank you, God. I think that was his way of just being kind to me, because I am not good at growing carrots. So much so, like, I'm so embarrassed about it that I don't even like saying it, because it's like they're so easy, at least for other people. So this year, I'm gonna try again. Lord willing, we'll be growing some carrots. Here's another one we got in here. I've got a few varieties. So the reason I'm doing this variety in particular is because it is at least listed as being heat resistant. And because I'm in Georgia, I was like, shoot, if I can get these to grow well and then do some succession planting, then they might do pretty well, because, you know, it gets pretty hot here. So looking forward to that. These are another ones that I'm going to be sowing these directly outside. And again, these are good. These plants or seeds are all recommended to sow 2 to 4 weeks before your last frost date. So next week I'll plant these. Here is another beet variety. Again, new to me, but I wanted to try it out. So we're gonna do that. And the color looks really pretty, so I was excited. I don't know why this lettuce one is in here, but I am gonna do some lettuce. This is just the thank you lettuce that they send when you make an order. This is from Botanical Interest. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there, because I was like, again, I have the seeds that you're giving me, might as well try them. Arugula, we love arugula in the Mason family. My kids love it, I love it, Brandon loves it, we love it. So one of the things that I'm really trying to grow quite a bit more of is kale, arugula, and lettuces. I have a couple different kinds, let me see, that we're gonna be growing. I have already started some kale in the, the seedlings are already popping through, but here's one of the varieties of kale I'm doing. And my gardener is solid. I'm really grateful they have great stuff. So these are 2 different varieties that I'm growing. Let me see, those are flowers. I'll get to those later. I'm trying to see where I had some lettuces in. Oh, this is another variety of kale I'm growing. These have all done well. They've all done well. I think the only one I haven't done before, this one, the kale abunga mix, I've actually never done before. So this will be my first time, but the other varieties of kale that I showed, I've used those before and they are great. So, okay. Another thing I'm trying, I'm gonna be sowing these directly outdoors, but I'm also seed starting some because I just wanted to get a feel for how they best grow. So these collards, I'm growing, but I've had another set of, I've had these collards as well, these seeds. These are from Baker Creek, the other MI gardener. So I am gonna try both of them because I'm like, oh, let me see. And again, I have a lot of space to try it. So I really am trying to learn and observe and get really good at growing these different things, understanding, and the best way to do that is to experiment. And I know not everyone has a lot of space to try all these different things and everything, but I do. And I feel like the best way I can steward that is by being intentional, being on top of things with my planning and observing. So I have my notebook to write notes so that I can really get a feel for what works, what doesn't. Because my ultimate goal is, of course, want to feed my family, but we feed people through the events that we have here. That's a big deal to us. And then I don't know how this, how our growing might actually be able to help our neighbors and community too. So, my family, then the people we serve through the events we have here at Philo on our property, and then community, maybe like our neighboring community, maybe there's opportunity to serve them. Things are real tough right now in society and we have no idea which way it's gonna go. And I don't say that in a fearful way, but just we genuinely don't. And the more we're learning about food and so many of the issues that are going on, that I won't even get into all of that. I feel like God is inviting me to partner with him and commune with him in our garden and to grow and just see how he uses this skill to bless other people, because I really believe that's what our life exists for. It's to love God and love others. So that's how I'm approaching this. Now, some other things that we started, I started these seeds recently. We have 2 different varieties of lavender. I've had this seed packet this says 2023. So I was like, I haven't done great with lavender. This time I'm seed starting them. Every other time I tried to just direct sow them. So I'm gonna hopefully have some success. I figured give it one more shot. And then there's this one as well. This one I got in 2024. So these did not grow well for me last year. So I'm trying again. And this time I started them indoors. So I have some seeds that are growing there. And then I've never grown this before, calendula, but I'm doing it. So the purple coneflower, I really, really, really want to grow these in the garden. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Echinacea, I'm really excited. The other thing I just started are some yellow asters. I'm looking forward to those. And then I did Sweet Annie. These seeds are so light. I was afraid I was gonna lose them. I want to do dried flowers is a big deal to me, so I'm gonna grow those to dry them. And then I started some more dahlias. I actually already started some and now I'm starting some more. And I think I forgot this one, but I started onions. Honestly, I'm gonna be real, I don't know what I'm doing with onions. So I was kind of just like, girl, go ahead and just try. See what happens. So we'll see. Now, the next set of seeds that I'm showing, these are all seeds that they're either seeds that were started already or they'll be being planted in the next couple weeks. These next set of seeds are seeds that I am going to be planting pretty soon after our last expected frost date, which for us is April 3rd. So I have amaranth. I did not do this well last year, very little success, so I'm going to try that. I'm gonna do a mix of sowing directly outside and also starting some indoors. I have these beans I'm excited about. I actually don't like our pole beans that much. I love growing them because they grow so well and they make you feel good about yourself when you're growing. But I'm really hoping that I'll enjoy the taste of these more. Let's see. Oh, let me keep these separate so I don't lose them. Okay. And then we've got my favorite. These will be planted pretty soon. Zinnia. Well, I should say my favorite are sunflowers, but zinnias are really special to me too. So we have those. And then this pea is actually one that it's recommended you start this is like a little bit later. So I'm gonna do this, like start these ones a little bit after I do the other peas. Those ones I'm gonna be putting in soon, but that one, it's recommended you wait a little bit. So that's one. I think I've got most of the seeds I'm gonna be starting. These are some more flowers. I will be doing some pumpkins that I'm gonna start indoors. I've never had good success with pumpkins, but I'm gonna give it another try. Okay, some more flowers that I'll start just after our last expected frost date. We have these sunflowers. These are some marigolds. So we have sunflowers here, marigolds there. Just looking forward to it. Love planting marigolds, especially as companion plants. I have this beauty. Very excited for more sunflowers. And then I have, these are all my other sunflower seeds. I've got this one, we've got, and these have, every single one of them have grown really well for me. So I am very excited to do them again. There's that. I've got the sunflower dwarf sunspot. I got my girl, the velvet queen. Let me make sure I get it. There we go. This is an incredible sunflower. Incredible. It's absolutely beautiful. Got a lot of those. Lemon sun queen. This bad boy was like, this one was probably 12 feet tall, which is crazy. It says on the back, what does it say? It gets up to 6 to 8 feet tall. It got to 10 and 12 feet tall for us 2 years in a row. So, and then this one is a fun one. So we got the teddy bear sunflower, which is just fun and fuzzy. So these are different sunflowers that I'll be growing. And so these are some of those initial plants I'll be putting out. Now I have my peppers that I'll also be growing, and I realized I didn't bring them out here. So let me go grab my peppers and I'll show you those as well. Oh, here's another zinnia. And let me look at these. These will also, I've got a salad mix I'll be putting in. I've got several varieties of poppies. I'm so looking forward to the lovely just colors of these. More poppies and another shade of poppies. So really excited about those, but let me get my peppers. All right. Okay, got my chai too. All right, I'm gonna put these back. So those are the ones I need right now. And then we're gonna look at, I have a lot of herbs that I'll also be planting. There are more nasturtiums. I've got some trailing varieties of nasturtiums that are new to me. So I'm excited to plant these on some of our arched trellises. They will just simply add some beauty, and I'm really looking forward to that. But we have lots of flowers. I love flowers. I'm very excited for them. Okay, I am looking for my peppers. So tomatoes, I'll show you my tomatoes and my peppers. Here are the peppers. So we have grown these varieties before and they have done well. I'm very excited. We've got our big red bell pepper. We've got a green bell pepper and a lilac. That's wonderful. We also have a coral. Now these don't necessarily taste particularly sweet to me, which is fine with me. I say that because we also grow, I can't find where it is, but I used about the rest of these seeds I've had for a little bit that are the sweet California, pepper California Wondersuite. We will grow that too. So my kids love bell peppers. They'll eat them like they're apples. My whole family loves bell peppers. My hope is to grow, I want to grow a lot. So I'm actually growing more than I have in the past because I want to be able to freeze them and just find ways to better keep them for a longer period of time. One thing we also like to make a lot of is hot sauce. I love hot sauce. I also love just like a salsa. When I'm saying salsa, I just mean taking peppers and chopping them up and then putting them on things. Like my husband, he's really good at just dicing things up really small. So I am really excited. We're trying this Tabasco pepper because it was labeled hot. So that's what we wanted. We're gonna do this Thai chili pepper. And I'm excited to try this and even just different dishes that are like to see how just the flavor it brings out. And then we have this pepper as well. All of them were labeled hot specifically, so we're looking forward to it. We did grow some ornamental, we did this firecracker peppers last year. Didn't really love them. So we're not gonna do those ones again. And the only thing is these ones, to be honest, weren't that hot and they are labeled hot too. So we'll see. One pepper we're not doing this year, but provided very interesting flavor was this. It was interesting flavor. But again, it didn't taste that hot to me. So maybe I just have increased my ability to eat hot foods. Oh, I did plant this. I forgot that I had these seeds. So I put in some of these as well. Some pepper habanero Caribbean. Okay. Oh, I got my squash, our zucchini. We'll be growing some of that. But what I have started downstairs right now, we've got some Aunt Molly's. We've grown these a few years. We've got Cherrylicious. This is a new mix to us, but my girls pop these things like they're grapes. They love eating them. My son does not, so he won't eat them, but the girls love coming out and just grabbing those right off the vine. We've got the Roma tomatoes. I planted a ton of Roma tomatoes and a ton of San Marzano tomatoes because I want to can them, use them for different sauces. We make a lot of homemade pizza. We eat a lot of pasta, so those are gonna be big deals for us. And then the last one we did, I just did 1 or 2 plants, or I'm hoping for just 1 or 2 plants of this Homestead tomato. I like it. It's like this big, nice, you know, just when I think of a tomato, this is what I think of, and just a slicer that we can put on sandwiches and things like that. I don't love tomatoes, but I would definitely, I know that they're good. I know that they're good, so this I felt like would be a nice thing to add to sandwiches and such. So there we go. I will share some of my favorite brands or types of cucumbers I've had so far. We have always had wonderful blessings with these types of cucumbers. They have worked really well for us. I'm trying to make sure it gets in there. Good. So they have worked really well, and we love M.I. Gardner, but honestly, I use the same, I'll use Dollar Seed seeds for cucumbers, and they go really well also. So we have had great success with these. You see my nails there. I took off my gel nail polish. Someone bought it for me for my birthday, like getting my nails done, and I don't get my nails done. And so I love getting my nails done, but I never do it. It's like maybe once a year, once every other year. But I took it off the gel, and I was like, I realized why people don't do gel sex. I'm like, oh, that leaves this whole residue. Anyway, not important, but I just thought of it because I keep putting my finger in the screen. But anyway, cucumbers are a big deal for us because we eat them a lot. So it was one of those foods that was a non-negotiable when we considered being intentional with what we're growing. I was like, well, cucumbers, carrots, but you know my problem there. Tomatoes, those were really significant. Onions are another big one that I'm gonna try to get better at. Garlic is a huge one we should do. Herb garden is a big deal. I have basil. The basil that I have grown each year, I have only direct sown them, and they flourish. They are incredible. We always have way too much. And actually, I've used a mix of this, but I also, again, dollarseed.com. I've excellent success every year. I decided to start some basil this year just to get a head start on things, but I'm gonna direct sow some, but I'm also gonna try growing some of these. I've got parsley, I've got fennel. It's another one I'm looking forward to. I've got cilantro. And so there's just a few herbs that I wanna grow, or I'm just trying my hand at growing to get better at it because we use a lot, we use them a lot. And so I wanna learn to grow them well. And then after learning to grow them well, learning a bit more about dehydrating them and all of that to kind of make them, or I don't even know, is it dehydrating them or is it? I haven't looked in it. I haven't looked into this process, but how are you then drying them out so that you're able to then use them as your herbs? I would assume dehydrating. So doing that, and then canning for the tomatoes. Those are the two other big things, like those are the two things I'm really wanting to learn. Last year, we entered into the whole fresh milled flour world. So I got into baking, especially baking bread with fresh milled flour, which is different than baking bread with store-bought flour. So as we transitioned, you know, we went from doing what we were doing and everything to getting a mill, getting our grains, and just getting a system set up for that. So I feel like that was a great skill to take on, and now I can add on another one, which I'm hoping is both the canning, and then if I can get these herbs right, then we can work on the dehydrating and all that good stuff. So we'll see. Last thing, I've got a couple more and then I'll be all done. We have a corn patch, so we will be growing some sweet corn. We'll definitely be doing that. Corn is a fun one. My son especially loves growing it. I've got some pole beans that we will still grow, the same ones that we've done in the past. We've got these right here. Let me see. Yeah. Ideal mark. Actually, I take that back. I haven't grown these pole beans. I have not grown the M.I. Gardner ones. I have grown these ones though every year. And they, oop, there you go. And they've always done well. So we will grow some of those. I did grow these ones last year, and they are really cool to look at, but I did not like the taste. No one in my family liked the taste, so we're not gonna grow those again. I'm gonna see actually if there's anyone who might like them. Someone else might like the taste, so I don't wanna waste the seeds, but I'll have to give them away. Then we've got, I don't know where my pumpkin seeds are, so I might not get to show you those, but we've got watermelon. This is a new variety for us. So this Jubilee watermelon, and I said, Jubilee, I gotta have it. We gotta, yes. So we're doing the Jubilee, but then I've grown these ones a few times, and we'll do that. We've also done the Crimson Sweet watermelon. We have definitely grown those, and they've done pretty well. I added onto our garden, and so I created space where we can have a pumpkin patch, small pumpkin patch, and a small watermelon patch. So that's my goal. I'm not giving up on my pumpkins. The squash bugs have annihilated them every time, but I'm not giving up. I will not give up so easily, because I have a dream of growing beautiful, huge pumpkins. Let's see. The last thing I wanted to show is probably in here. Oh, these beauties. So we have zucchini. Again, dollarseed.com. It's the only variety. There we go. The only variety I've used, and they grow well. I have a gourd fun mix that I will grow on a trellis. Last year, they got eaten up by the squash bugs, but we're gonna try it again. And then I have several different types of pumpkins. We've got the sugar pie pumpkins. And then we've got these large babies, the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. And we've got the Casper pumpkins. So we'll be doing those. But the one I'm most excited about that I'm gonna grow on the trellis, I have got only a few seeds left, but the one I'm gonna try is this one. And these are actually recommended that you start indoors 2 to 3 weeks before the last frost date. I'm reading it on the back. So it's hitting me that I actually need to do this really soon. I do not have many seeds left in here. I'm thinking what I might do is I'm gonna start all of these, but then I'm going to order another packet of them, and I can do some of those outdoors. These are just lovely. The color, I mean, look at the color on there. Can you tell? It's so pretty. So I'm really excited, because who doesn't want blue pumpkins? I think that would be so cool. All right, I think that's everything. Those are the seeds. That's what we're attacking this year. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot. Broccoli is the other one. We have broccoli that will be growing. That's right. I have some broccoli growing in I have to look, yeah, it's this one. There's a couple different varieties of broccoli I have, and I was learning about broccoli that does well in cooler weather, that you should plant sooner, like focus more on the spring and fall versus other varieties, and this is one of them. This variety I'm also gonna grow, but I have a little bit more time to grow it. Oop. Right there. Okay, so these are gonna be direct sown. These will be direct sown. Sorry, I just said I seed started them. Some of these I seed started, and then I will direct sow them as well. So yeah, those are the seeds that we're gonna be doing at Philo. So that is a big focus. The other big thing we're gonna be working on, I'll do a video about that another time, is our compost bin. The one that we have right now is we let it go to the goats, and the goats just, every time we put stuff in there, the goats and chickens would just run and they'd knock it over. It wasn't sturdy enough, so we're gonna be redoing our compost bin, moving it to another part of our garden, a little closer to the garden, and we're gonna make it stronger and not let the animals get into it. So I'm excited for that, because I'd say from a sustainability point, that is one of the biggest needs we have, to be able to create our own compost, so we're not having to purchase it, but rather we're just reusing what's on the land, reusing the food that we have, putting all those scraps in there, using the goat poop and the chicken poop, just taking all that stuff to create compost. It's a big, and again, we know we have the space and opportunity to do it, so we really want to use that well, and hopefully serve us and hopefully serve other people too. So that's what I got. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It was a blessing to get to be with you. It's exciting to look at these seeds and be thinking about the growth that comes from them. I pray that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you know that you matter. You have a person of significance, and not because I even say it, but because God himself says it. You were created, therefore you are a person who matters. You're made in the image of God, and you deserve dignity. So I love to tell people that at the end of these videos, because I've realized as the older I get how little people might hear that. And even more, how much they might be hearing things that are opposite of that, whether it's through other people telling them that or it's through thoughts they have in their own head. So I want to encourage you with the truth that you are someone of great value. So I hope that you are able to go and live from that place today and also encourage someone else in their value too. Bless you. I'll catch you on the next one.